Good morning! I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV today. I decided, and I know I've been saying for a while, that I was going to do Hildibrand, because I've been meaning to do Hildibrand so that I could work towards my weapons. But, I had other plans yesterday, and then the day before that, and then the day before that. So we're finally knocking it out this morning, or at least we're starting this morning. It'll probably be the afternoon by the time we finish. These quests usually don't last that long. So, I mean, it probably won't be a very long stream. I might also do I know I'm going to do the weapon quests after it too. I might also do like some dailies. We'll see how the day runs out. But for now, I'm going to do Hildibrand because I need to do Hildibrand. And these are the 6.4 quests, by the way, not the 6.5. 6.5 won't drop for another couple interim patches. So don't need to worry about that. I'll do those when they drop. For now, here's Delion for Agents Unknown. Delion is trembling with barely contained enthusiasm. Dodon, eager to resume our investigations. I know I am. Do you recall the scrap of alien starship we recovered? Well, Inspector Brandehild has employed his unsettling calculative capacity to extrapolate the damage to the greater whole, and he has concluded that the vessel would be incapable of flight without extensive repairs. Our most likely scenario, then, is that some unknown agent made off with the starship wreckage, along with Poo-Poo's acquaintance. Fortunately, I have a fair idea who that unknown agent might be. After all, there is a singularly shadowy cabal with a history of concealing extraterrestrial activity. Actually, let's head over to Kama first. The Inspector and the others are staying in a dwelling there, and I'd rather not explain myself twice. Alright, we accepted the quest. Let me actually make sure. Yes, okay, stream's up. Also, I really hope that the frame rate is way more stable than it was in the last Final Fantasy stream. I have the settings on almost completely the lowest possible, with some exceptions, like, assuming that the frame rate is stable and you can actually see what I'm doing. I do have anti-aliasing on, so the edges aren't all jaggy. And, map resolution is high, because that doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll just turn that normal. It really doesn't matter. You can see my shadows, at least. Shadow resolution is at almost the lowest. Shadow cascading is normal. And that's kind of it. Everything else should be on, like, standard laptop settings. So, hopefully, today's frame rate is considerably better. God, I hope so, because the last one was absolutely atrocious. Currently, there's nobody in chat to tell me otherwise, so I kind of have to cross my fingers on this one. Alright, we're going to Kama. It's inside the house. It's inside this house. There's the stinky cheese man that follows Nashu all over the place. You can see him in the window. Hello, Hildibrand. Hey, Nashu. What do you have to say? Oh, Dodon, I'm so worried for Master Poo-Poo. Okay. And there's Brandehild. He's all blocky. A most terrible development. I don't know what I'm going to do with these voices. Hello. 'Tis horrible misfortune, Dodon. Calamitous even. Oh no, I have it on text advance. That's a bad mistake. I must have had that still going after the end of my last story stream. He's so bluish green. More so, I mean. Could he have caught a cold? I suppose it is quite chilly up there in Garlemald. Poo-Poo is an alien. Who knows what extraterrestrial diseases he might be ravaging his body. Oh. No. Nashu, no. Nashu's delights are the best medicine for whatever ails you, as the inspector himself can attest. Good gods, Nashu, you'll blow our host's domicile to pieces. Put them away. Oh, all right, Professor. I mean, Inspector. I'm doing fucking Luke from, Professor Layton. Ahem, if I may. When I was cloned from the Inspector, certain gaps in my knowledge were patched with supplementary data from the Starship's archives. I guess I'm going to try to do like the Inspector, but with a blockier or more robotic accent. This information included an encyclopedic understanding of Master Poo-Poo's physiology, which should be sufficient for me to diagnose his condition. A Xenoman hybrid mind. That explains the impossible calculations. Oh, he's going to think. He's going into thinking mode. There's geometry and calculations, so you know he's thinking. Where does he sit when he does that? I have it. Master Poo-Poo is afflicted by a terrible case of the common cold. Oh. Gods grant me strength. Hey, Martin. Welcome to the chat, pure thigh strength. By the way, Martin, since you're the first person in chat right now, can you tell me that the frame rate is okay? Because the last time I streamed Final Fantasy XIV, it was god-awful. And I'm hoping that it's not god-awful this time. And I need somebody in chat to be the one to tell me, because I can't see it. As a visitor to Aetheris, Master Poo-Poo has no prior exposure to our maladies. He is thus particularly susceptible to infection and more likely to experience severe symptoms. It seems okay so far, thank God. Also, and this is a problem that I have in Final Fantasy XIV in general since Endwalker dropped, why is he calling it Aetheris? Why would he do that? Everybody else is supposed to know it as Hydaelyn. Aetheris wasn't introduced until the Ancients started calling it that. Why are we suddenly calling it Aetheris as a group? Who passed that, like, diction? Aha! 'Tis just as I surmised. We must put aside the case until we have nursed our stricken companion back to health. But even if it is a common cold, isn't there a risk that our medicines do him more harm than good? They almost certainly would, based on the results of my analysis. However, I believe I can synthesize an effective remedy. We need but gather the ingredients. Oh. Then ingredients you shall have. So what are we gathering exactly? Most of what we require can be drawn from Master Poo-Poo's collected samples. Otherwise, there are only two which we lack. The first of these is the liver of a giant tortoise. A suitable organ can be extracted from one of the cachapa, which wander Saltwind's welcome. Ah, the slaughtering of monstrous opponents! This sounds like a job for Dodon! That's me. I beat things up. I'll punch a turtle good. The other material in question is a rare fungus known as damp shroom, which I am hoping can be found among the Great Works' extensive stock of alchemical reagents. Very well. Nashu, Delion, and I will scour the alchemist's shelves. Meanwhile, I would ask that you remain here and keep an eye on our ailing patient. Inspector Brandyhild, you're such an expert on all things Thavnair. Oh, I wouldn't say expert. Simple conclusions from simple observations, nothing more. As I said, I am hoping the alchemists have the damp shroom we need, but it really is quite rare. Once you have the tortoise liver, would you be so kind as to assist the others in procuring the fungus? You got it, man. Then let us not prolong Master Poo-Poo's suffering a moment longer. Okay. It seems we have a job to do. Further discussion of the abduction will have to wait. I also hope that your morning is going well, Martin. I know these are normally your work hours, so I assume you're just, like, on a break or something. But I do appreciate you popping in nonetheless. I need giant tortoise liver, which is way out here in Hildibrand. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Wow, wow, wow. Martin says, work sucks. I'm also, like, have nothing to do right now. I get that a lot from you and Vol, honestly. That seems to be a recurring theme in what I assume is your well, I suppose what you'd still call that customer service, because you are like not customer service, but like relations. I don't know what the exact term for it is again, but like I think you both kind of run the same gambit of being the intermediary between customers. And it sounds like there's a lot of downtime in that. Not to downplay what you do, obviously. Obviously, what you do is important work. I'm just saying that they don't have enough contracts and work to fill out the amount of time that they have you booked for. But I also assume that they disallow you to do a whole lot of other things while you're working, so it eventually boils down to a lot of just not having a lot of fun stuff to do throughout the day. Yeah, people really don't get in a hurry for anything. Here's Stinky Cheeseman. Always in the background. Hello. Did you get your damp shrooms? Ah, Dodon! I had every confidence you would bring us a suitable liver. Alas, the dank shroom yet eludes us. We will not be having a very dank time this morning. The alchemist said the fungus has a few applications, so they don't bother to stock it most of the time. Then I must put my keen inspector sense to work. Stand back whilst I attune myself with the essence of the dank. Oh my god. Are you gonna toke up, Hildibrand? Thinking. Damp. The word is damp shroom, and you'll forgive me if I have no faith in your abilities. Ah! 'Tis close, my friends, and getting closer and closer, even as we speak. Oh, this man looks incredibly trustworthy. I completely agree. I hear you folk are in the market for damp shrooms. I might have some to sell if you're interested. Never seen a shady character like this around the Great Work. But how? We certainly are, my fine fellow. Right then, if you'll give me a moment to retrieve the goods, we can finalize our transaction upon the perfumed rise. Martin says, Mr. I farted in the elevator and left. He does have that face. He looks like he would fart in the elevator and just leave you with it. He pressed a button and he was like, I gotta get off on the very next floor. You're 50 floors up. Good luck sitting in it. Was it genuine clairvoyance or sheer coincidence? I'm not sure anymore. Inspector's intuition. Though in all fairness, when it comes to Inspector Hildibrand, Preternatural perception is one of his least baffling talents. In any case, we should hurry to the rise and take this man up on his timely offer. I figured you would believe in supernatural inspector's intuition, honestly, Mr. DeLion. It is weird for you to try and play the straight man in this series when you're, like, an alien crockpot. Crackpot. Why did I say crockpot? Throw some meat in you and stew you. Let's go to the beach. Beach. Way up here. Is he even hiding? Okay, there is a bush. It took a moment for the bush to pop. Oh, he's holding up little branches to hide himself. When did we get this emote? They made this specially for him. That would be a good Martin emote, where they just hold up 2 little sticks in front of them with leaves on them. Anything to do with plants, really. And now we wait for the mysterious, totally trustworthy alchemist. He does another emote I want really badly. What, just peeking around the corner? He approaches! Oh, he throws up sparkles. Don't we do that with, like, certain fireworks or firecrackers or whatever? You just have to stock up on a lot of them. Ah, you're here. Good, good. And here's the damp shroom, as promised. Not throwing them up? Oh, do you mean like vomiting? When you say throwing up, do you mean vomiting? Do you mean upchucking? Oh, I thought you meant like throwing up sparkles as in just like taking them in your hands and dashing them in the air. That's my bad. A little miscommunication. Oh, glad are we for your assistance. Excuse me, I misspoke. No, not so fast. Ah-ta-ta, not so fast, that thing I said. There is still the matter of payment. Of course, of course. And how much do we owe you, my good man? Considering the extreme rarity of the fungus in question, I couldn't let it go for less than 1 million gil. Classic Thavnarian extortion. I bet Hildibrand is just going to give him the 1 million gil anyway, because he doesn't understand the worth of actual money. 1 million gil for 1 measly mushroom? That's outright robbery. A bargain, I counter. You would pay tenfold my price in the markets. I thought to do you a kindness in light of your urgent need, but I am more than willing to find another buyer if you wish to spit upon my generosity. It's probably not even the right mushroom. Nashu, how fare we for coin? What put 'em out, Inspector? Oh. Hildibrand's no nepo baby. Ah, then this is a prickly pickle. Where are we to obtain sufficient funds at such short notice? Are you looking at... Well, yes, okay, I am sitting on like 44 million gil. I have an orchestrion roll collecting problem. Gotta buy them all. Spent the last of my savings on Return to Oblivion. I like that option. But I am rich, so I will be like, 1 million gil, was it? Very well. They aren't going to actually make me pay, but I could. Dodon, our savior in every sense of the word. Give that man nothing! Oh. Oh no. He's a wanted criminal. He was totally trustworthy, though. How could you? We have you now, deceitful scum. Your swindling days are over. You love how he's running like it's Kung Pao.
I allowed you to catch me, making me the victor.
Radzithan City Guard, at your service. We'd received reports of this man's questionable activities and have been keeping a close eye on him ever since. I hate that I'm doing these cutscenes in the evening in-game, so the lighting's not fantastic. It'll change halfway through the questline, I'm sure. Damp Shroom is a rare find in the bazaar, to be sure, but only because there's no real demand for it. The price this charlatan quoted you was, quite frankly, ludicrous. But thanks to your ignorance and poor judge of character, we were able to catch him in the act. As a token of our gratitude, you are welcome to keep the fungus, assuming you still want it. Yes, very much so. That is very, magnanimous of you.
Bah, you think I enjoy tricking fools out of their coin? If that bastard hadn't declared my job redundant, I wouldn't have needed to stoop so low.
Oh, how sad. That will surely not come back later. He blames a rising star among the merchant princes for his woes. Van Hoody, I believe his name was, purchased the trading consortium where the man was working, which led to a restructuring of the hierarchy. Put a lot of people out of work. And we will never run into Van Hoody because he will not be relevant, and why would he be? They named him simply for lore purposes. Van Hoody. Van Hoody. I know that name. Something about an acquisitions deal gone sour. Father was willing to sell him a slice of his Hannish enterprise, I think, but balked when the man offered to buy our family business in its entirety. Truly, there is no telling how deep the coffers of this Van Hoody are. Van Hoody. Van Huddy. Van Hoody. No. I'm saying it like Van Hoody and the Blowfish. Nor do any know the secret of how he amassed such kingly wealth so damnably fast. There are whispers, though, that he solved alchemy's oldest and most legendary of problems, the transmutation of base metal into gold. The Philosopher's Stone. Unlikely, to say the least, but whatever the source of Van Hoody's riches, he shows no reluctance in spending them. He's bought a historic temple to serve as his home, and commissioned a private airship, among the other extravagant expenditures. Nice for some, eh? And we're missing a spaceship that does what again? Yes, Martin, I believe I understand the connection very well now. I'm glad all the tethers connect perfectly, and everything is brought up in conversation fluidly.
Cool. That swindling case had barely started before you solved it, Inspector.
All in a day's work, my dear Nashu. I believe our business upon this scented hill is concluded. Let us hurry the ingredients back to Inspector Brandehild, shall we? Yeah. And everything is solved. Oh. It's the evil head. It's Professor Lugay.
I may have mollified his lordship with the secrets of divine manifestation, but the stench of failure yet clings to me. I must redeem myself in his eyes by crushing my most hated foe. Wee-hee-hee.
Alright. Goodbye. How heavy is that, and how strong must that guy be to just be carrying it around all the time? And why? Why not just walk there and, I don't know, talk to him over a link pearl or something? Why you actually have to carry him around so he can see everything happening? I hope that Aura's getting paid well. Oh, here's Martin. We love Martin. Where is this quest at? It's at Kama. Kama. There we go. Inside the house again, and there he is. Hello, Brandy Hild. Inspector Hildibrand tells me you have the liver to go along with his damp shroom. Yes. It's a giant tortoise liver, the glistening liver of a Saltwind's welcome cachapa. You were so mad the box can't be stood on like he's on? Really? We clip through it? That's weird. A fine specimen, thank you. I will be mixing the ingredients in the starship, so let us convey Master Poo-Poo outside, that we may administer his medicine as soon as it is ready. How does anybody except for Poo-Poo fit in that starship? It looks real small. Space magic? Space dimensions, perhaps? Aw, Poo-Poo. TARDIS? I don't watch Doctor Who. I don't know how the TARDIS works. This should be sufficiently remote. I'll have the craft come to us, and we can commence the treatment. It's bigger on the inside is the entire joke? Okay, well, one of the least funny jokes, then. I want jokes that make sense, damn it! There they go. Whew! Okay, it shrinks them. I forgot that it does like the little... you can see it in the shrinking beam. That's more acceptable. Oh, there's the Coblin. Even though I don't think there are ever Coblins in this area. It's just the Hildibrand Coblin that's never explained. We'll actually get a connection to the Hildibrand Coblin in 7.0. Or Martin's about to tell me that it was actually in 1.0 Hildibrand. And he's immediately better. Cool.
Oh, I feel so much...
hold on, this should not be his voice.
I feel so much better. I cannot thank you all enough.
There we go. Oh, Martin says no, it'll be in this quest line. Okay. Cool. I'm glad I didn't do the little gremlin voice for Poo-Poo. He doesn't deserve a gremlin voice. He's a good boy. Master Poo-Poo recovered his strength in mere moments. Okay, look. He's not... he's just there. He's just there. Come on. Somebody just look over and see him. Master Poo-Poo recovered his strength in mere moments. 'Twould seem his powers of recuperation are just as advanced as his technology.
I came here from another world, a stranger you've no cause to trust, and yet you've treated me so kindly. The people of this star are so very welcoming.
Ha! You are a dear friend now, Master Poo-Poo. 'Tis our pleasure to help.
Yay!
Yeah?
And it will be my pleasure to harm.
Oh, he's just shooting at us. What are you gonna do? Huh. I'm gonna spike you like a volleyball again. I'm gonna jump up there and spike you like a volleyball. Brenda Hild, help me! He's using a tank buster and I'm not a tank right now. Why don't you just a crystal there? Like, that's not just a regular rock, that's just a crystal. Oh.
I'll not fall for the same trick twice.
Oh, it's cracking. Brenda Hild, no! He's gonna be like, a smile better suits a hero. Alright, Hildibrand, your turn. Oh. Oh no, his is like little crayon doodles. Huh? He's trying. That's the important thing. Of course it doesn't work for him. Oh, it's the Coblin! He's just repeating what Brandahild did. Why don't I just move? But what are you gonna do now? Oh, he's just taking it full on. Ah! Bzzz. Luge, zap his PP. Oh, it's a basketball! Why did it bounce like that? Yoshi P included a ball bouncing noise. Blitzball confirmed.
Impudent worms, taste my full power!
Plug his mouth with it. Oh, the Chaos Dunk! Just kidding, it's the three-pointer. She's built her entire life for this. I believe in you, Nashu. Use the power of ball. Oh my god. It's going to work. Big. Oh, never mind. Nasha, you... you dummy! Even the cheese man is disappointed. I love this scene. I made a meme with it. Brandahild, wake up! Okay, it's me! I'm part of it! I am doing the Chaos Dunk. BAM! Oh my god. I'm ballin'! Come on and slam. And welcome to the jam. Air Jordan, bitch. Not again! I love that scene. I love that scene. I'm definitely gonna go back and rewatch that one again. And maybe take some screenshots, because that was so good. I did it. I'm part of this, but I'm walking away. You did it, Hildibrand. You found the Coblin that did this. You took the full force of that destructive beam, yet there you stand. Somewhat singed, but apparently unharmed. Yeah, he's like super tough. I've pondered and puzzled over this inexplicable fortitude of yours and feel compelled to ask. Are you an alien from another world? Are you an alien? Yeah, saw that one coming. Ah, a fine jest, but I assure you, I am without a doubt an Uldon-born Manderville of terrestrial Huron stock.
He's Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry and Inspector Extraordinaire. What more do you need to know?
Where to even begin? But never mind. We have more pressing matters. Such as locating Master Poo-Poo's missing comrade. 'Tis time we reopened the case of the silent correspondent. Yes, exactly. And I have a firm theory as to who it was that took the wreckage and its erstwhile pilot. Hootie and the Blowfish. The Charlans. Oh. I really thought you were gonna lead us on the actual path. I'm all but certain they've allied with insidious extraterrestrials, which means they'll be under orders to remove any evidence of alien It's just bunnies, man. I'll wager we'll find what we're looking for in old Charlayan. We need only infiltrate their operations and expose this nefarious conspiracy. The Charlayans can't be bothered to formally ally with foreign nations, much less aliens, and the Loporrits don't count. Trust me, they'd sooner flee the star than attempt to subjugate it. Yeah, the Loporrits don't count. They're just bunnies, men. They're just space bunnies. While Master DeLion's theory does lack supporting facts, we have no other promising leads to pursue at present. Moreover, I understand that Charlayan sets the standard for monitoring astronomical and astrological phenomena. Mayhap their experts have been tracking extraterrestrial movements. I mean, that's more reasonable. I've spoken out of turn. Please, forgive my presumptuousness. It's okay, Brandhild. Speak all you want, man. We're at an open floor. There's no hierarchy here. Nay, my friend. I too sense our path points to the Isle of Archons. Pack your bags, everyone. We leave for Charlayan immediately. Yahoo! But Van Hootie is the Thavnarian name. We're going in the complete opposite direction. Alright, thanks for the money. That paid for the teleport fees, at least. My calculations may have failed me, but my companions did not. 'Twas your quick thinking that saw the villain laid low, with a tremendous flourish, no less.
Brandyhill told me you all went in search of ingredients for my medicine. I am so very grateful.
Ooh, a gift? Not from around here. Hildibrand is keen to embark on the next leg of your investigation. Oh, is this going to be the poo-poo minion? Charlayan awaits! We need only charter a suitable sea vessel. Of course, but does not the city lie many days sail to the north? Is there no swifter means of reaching our destination? I know something. So this experimental aetherite will allow us to teleport thither, even absent attunement. Splendid. Then shall we avail ourselves of the technological marvel forthwith? Aight. I didn't realize that it worked both ways. Does somebody on this side have a remote? I don't think we ever met the person on the other side that has the remote, so how does that work? Like, when we went from Charlayan to Thavnair, the lady on the other side had to press a button. Odd. Don't question it, Dodon. Don't question it. It's probably just whoever the Aetherite attendant is in Thavnair. Or at Yedlamod, specifically. Because there are apparently Aetherite attendants for every Aetherite, so they, like, lore-wise would have one, and they probably have a button on their side. Let's just run with that theory. He does the emo. There he is. You're right. There he is. Oh. Oh, he has aether sickness. How sad. Oh, it's only a little sparkle. Maybe it'd be more if I had my graphic settings turned up. I want to see. I want him to do it, but like with the anime entire rainbow. They should be rainbow sparkles. Aw, poor DeLion's got the worst of it, it seems. God save me. Been there, buddy. Been there.
I hope DeLion wasn't too attached to his breakfast.
Brandhild probably wasn't affected at all, right? How severe is your aether sickness, Master Poo-Poo?
Oh, when you've traveled the cosmos as much as I have, teleportation is not the least bit disconcerting.
I'm kind of giving him Nashu's, like, British tone there. Whoops. And I assume that Hildibrand's incredible constitution just means he wasn't sick at all. So this is the City of Learning. A sophisticated gentleman should feel right at home here. How are you not all sick to your stomachs?
Experimental aetherites make travel exponentially more fun.
Oh, Nashu wasn't sick either? That's actually weird. That one is actually strange. Sometimes I feel as though I'm the only normal person in this group of eccentrics, and you're not even that normal, is the crazy thing. You're like the strangest straight man we've had in the entire Hildibrand series. But, oh, this is not the time to succumb to nausea. Not here, in the belly of the beast. Rumor has it the Charlayan secret agents travel the star in search of specimens, which they collect and bring home in service to a confidential research project. Said project is conducted at a huge underground military facility. If we're to find answers, then that's where we need to look. Secret agents? You mean gleaners? These gleaners chaps sound like they might know a thing or two. I say we pay them a visit in their little underground base. We simply take a lift from the Hall of Artifice, yes? Then let us be on our way. Oh, I can still hear him you can faintly hear him in the background throwing his guts up. That's funny. Oh, it's way up the stairs. Oh, these are not the stairs. They should allow mounts here. Remember when the hub areas allowed mounts, and then they stopped the hub area allowing mounts? They don't do it in Radzat-Han, they don't do it in Charlayan. Like, they said no more showing off your mounts, your coolest mounts in the big hub area. We had enough of that in Heaven's Ward and Stormblood. I don't think they did it in... No, they didn't do it in Shadowbringers either. Which is kind of a shame. There was a certain charm to it. Now you only get to show off your mounts in the open world areas when you're doing hunts and treasure maps, really. All the way down here. Okay, here we go. Ah, these must be the lifts in question. Ooh, new Lalafell, who dis?
Do you wish to descend in a labyrinthos, sir?
Or has she always been the gatekeeper for this elevator? I don't know, I should come back and check later.
My apologies, but each of your companions must also secure the proper permissions before we can allow them entrance.
If it is assurances you need, then surely a single glance is all you require to judge us trustworthy. Look at me! Behold my abdominals.
And look at me! I'm cute.
I'm just a weirdo. And I'm cubes.
No, I could certainly make some judgments, but that is neither here nor there. Admission to Labyrinthos is subject to foreign policy.
You're the ones who should be judged. I know you're hiding aliens and xenotechnology in that underground base of yours. Admit it!
Xenotechnology? I sincerely have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, yet again do our paths cross in the most serendipitous fashion. There he is. It's Godbert. Father? What business brings you to Charlayan? I am in search of a certain object, one crucial to the continued refinement of the Manderville weaponry. My investigations lead me to believe it is to be found here, in Labyrinthos. And as you also seem to have business down below... This is my son and his bosom companions. If I vouch for their character, will you kindly allow them to board the lift?
Ah, Master Godbert Mandeville, the Forum sent word of your impending arrival. As a member of the Syndicate, your ambassadorial status affords you an entourage of up to 5 members. Pray consider their permissions arranged.
Wow, up to 5. That's, convenient. Oh wait, but we have to leave one behind, because Master Poo-Poo makes 6. I know not your current mission, but for the time being, I suggest you accompany me to the Archaeon. Because, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is too many. And there's 7. Hey. Wait, did she not count? Hello? Oh, wait. Duh, I have my own pass. I don't count towards the number. It was 5. Okay, cool. I forgot about that for a moment there. Oh, it's raining. The umbrella's out. The umbrella that I did so much triple triad for, and it clips through my headband. Now I can mount up. Where is... Actually, I don't need to. Let's just teleport to the Archaeon. I'm gonna take this moment to take a big sip. There we go. Hello. What an incredible vault of accumulated curiosities. I should very much like to return here once the mission is complete. Martin says, I remember being really confused. I think Godbert called them his bosom buddies and had to have it explained it didn't mean sharing breast milk as a child. Ah. Yeah, that's just a common turn of phrase. Did you not hear bosom buddies before, Martin?
Ah, they have transformed this subterranean environment into one more suited to surface beings. I am reminded of the orbital stations built by my own home star.
From what Father tells me, the storage facility is replete with samples and specimens collected from every land on Etheris. If anyone has information concerning visited aliens and crashed starships, it will be these studious folk. God damn it, Hildibrand, not you two. I'm sorry it bothers me so much, but it really does bother me that everybody is just accepted and is calling it Etheris now. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. They should be calling it Hydaelyn. They did not call it Etheris before. And not everybody around will have, like, heard the ancients calling it Etheris, and we wouldn't have spread that knowledge to them. And even if we did spread that knowledge to them, why would they just immediately accept and start changing the way that the name that they've called the world for, like, hundreds of years and thousands of years? Like, it makes no sense. It pisses me off that everybody's just accepted calling it Etheris now. I understand, perhaps, that was, like, the writers saying, hey, it's really confusing to also call the star, like, Hydaelyn, so let's just call it Etheris now, and everybody accepts that, but it pisses me off. Martin says, I've only heard the bosom buddy thing in context of sharing a wet nurse since back in the day rich people had a wet nurse for their children. I mean, yeah, that's probably, like, the place that it came from. Now it's just kind of a common turn of phrase for, you know, close companions. Yeah. Oh, cutscene. A shiny silver saucer? I'm sorry, but we have no record of any such object in our archives, either whole or in part.
Oh no.
Or so you would have us believe! But for the purpose of this complex, this military fortress is plain. You cannot deny that you're conducting secret research on alien starships. We're not conducting secret research on alien starships. Oh, we are not. Yes, we did build a starfaring vessel in Thamuzane. Thalmazine. But it was neither for military purposes nor of extraterrestrial origin. Disguising your foul lies with a sprinkling of the truth, are we? Fine, I'll dig up the facts myself, and then everyone will hear what you're really up to. While I cannot assist you with your missing craft, I do recall seeing an individual of like appearance to your companion here. Oh, really? You do? And where was this, pray tell? At Marial Agronomics in the Medial Circuit. The lift at the back of the building will take you down here. Many thanks, my good man. Well, well, it seems you found yourself a solid lead. I have my own search to attend to, so I shall bid you good hunting, and good day. Alright, see you later, Godbert, for that big weapon upgrade. Another round of in-depth inquiries by the Agent of Inquiry and friends is in order. To Marial Agronomics we go! Sally forth! Bum, 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 bum. Alright, it is... oh, just down there. I don't need to take any lift. Bum, 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 bum. The springy theme of the labyrinth. Oh, what do you have to say about these grapes, Brandehild? What fine and juicy looking grapes. Mm-hmm. Nothing else, huh? They're not quite what they used to be, but I imagine that if they had been, you'd have something to say, huh, buddy? Anybody else got something funny to say about the grapes, or is it just, no? Okay. Only Brandehild had something to say about the grapes. Ah, you must be talking about one of those new Mandragora strains. We whipped up a batch of bright blue stray onions, but I'm afraid they started to rot almost immediately. Hmm? Not a mandra, you say? Well, the only other bluish things I can think of around here are the grapes. Look how luscious this crop turned out. They know. They're drawing attention to the grapes. They know. Hello, other agriculturist. Your description would lead me to believe you're looking for one of the Mandragora's hereabouts. But if, as you say, it's something else you're after, then I'm not sure if I could be of much help. I've only just started working here, so you may have more luck asking the older hands. Flat fuck Friday. If I may, have you perchance come across an individual resembling this delightful blue ragamuffin here? Actually, now that you mention it. Oh, cool. How could anyone ever mistake me for a Mandragora? We look nothing alike. I could see it. It's the tummy, really. It's the big tummy. And the big head. The general proportions of a Mandragora. The flappy little arms don't help. Really, the only, like, major difference is the feet. It's just the fact that you don't really have feet, you just have stubs. Master Poo-Poo has found a new friend. Maybe they can help us find the old one. Hello. Yes, the blue little man. Saw him with my own 2 eyes, I did, and it was no Mandragora. A gleaner in the company of an outside visitor passed through a little while back. Nothing too unusual there.
Only this, friend you described was scuttling along with them. I know not what purpose brought them to the farm, but whatever it was, they didn't tarry here long.
Thank you, Lalafell and Agriculturist. I appreciate you and every other Lalafell. Another big sip. Wonderful! That corroborates the information I but moments ago skillfully squirreled out of this farmer. She claims to be an acquaintance of the gleaner in question, in fact, and will bring him to talk to us shortly. Alright. Very convenient. I love how everything just lines up around you, Hildibrand. Let's round up the others. We should all be present to hear what revelations this professional collector has to share. How exciting the plot progresses. Oh, it's one of these baby-faced Elizons.
You the folk asking about the little blue man, yes? Oh, and you've brought someone who's practically identical. You must be the same species, surely. My friend was really here then? They certainly were. If you've a moment or three, I'll tell you the whole tale. To begin at the beginning, I was in Thavnair on procurement mission when I crossed paths with an apothecary and his unusual companion. As I mentioned, the companion was almost your twin in appearance, and the wagon they rode upon bore a damaged vessel the likes of which I'd never seen before.
Oh!
Could it be? As a collector by trade, I have a certain weakness for oddities. Thus did I hail the apothecary to inquire after his company and the cargo. The man was only too happy to share his story. He had, it seemed, quite recklessly plunged into the war-torn lands of Garlemald to sell his wares, reasoning that where there was conflict, there would be a need for medicinal goods. The state of affairs was rather more volatile than he'd anticipated, however, and he was soon forced to abandon his venture. And so the apothecary began his long trek home, only to shortly thereafter discover a strange silvery ship, and its shaken pilot crash-landed in a snowfield. It cannot be a coincidence. The story continues. After extricating the battered vessel and its occupant from the snow, he brought them home to Radzithan. His guest wished to make repairs to the craft, yet even amongst the wonders of the bazaar, they struggled to find suitable parts. Hearing this, I suggested they bring the wreckage itself into Labyrinthos, and after they agreed to the idea, I escorted them here myself. Alas, even the Thalmazine engineers who worked on the Ark were stymied by the exotic ship, finding its technology impossible to comprehend, let alone replicate. The little blue fellow eventually resorted to drafting schematics. While the engineers followed these step by step to craft the essential bits and bobs, the apothecary and his companion were waiting here at Merial. And then what happened? Well, once our industrious visitor had what they needed, they repaired the vessel in a twinkling. The pair then departed almost immediately, and I've seen neither hide nor hair of them since. I'm told the apothecary paid a handsome sum for the engineer's services, but being typical Charlayans, I wager they would have happily forfeited the coin for a chance to pore over every square ilm of that ship. Now, I'm no scientist, but I'm beginning to think that such an incredible vessel must have been some kind of starfaring craft, and that little blue man, well, he must have been an alien from another world. Oh, you've sussed me out. Or so I'd like to believe. I'm an avid reader of the Thavnarian truth, you see, and love to entertain these idle flights of fancy. A reader here in Charlayan? But I write against Charlayan, specifically. But I rambled on too long. There are errands to attend to, and I really must take my leave. Good fortune to you. Can it be true? I have a readership in Charlayan. Perhaps I've misjudged these people. It really took one person saying they read your tabloid for you to turn around, huh? How easily swayed we are. 'Twould seem your comrade is hale and healthy, Master Poo-Poo,
and in the company of a Hannish alchemist of undisclosed description.
Yes, this is wonderful news. I'm grateful indeed that we made the journey.
I have a feeling this case will soon draw to a close. Come, let us return to Radzithan and continue the search. Alright. Everything progresses as planned. No stinky cheese man around this time, but only because he wasn't allowed down here. Which is too bad. I bet he would have had a funny grape costume. I bet he would have been dressed up in funny polygonal grape drab. And we would have all had a funny laugh about it. And then Yoshi P would have been like, we're making the funny grape drab costume for other people to wear too. In another universe, that's exactly how this quest would run. Oh, and there he is now. But this time you can talk to him. Hello.
It's a relief to see that Mustachio is hale and whole and still fetching. I wasn't able to sneak into Labyrinthos, so I couldn't watch over her like usual. But I'm here for her now. Now and forever.
Alright, freak.
There and back again in the blink of an eye.
To summarize our findings, we now know Master Poo-Poo's friend is safe and in the company of a Hannish gentleman, and possibly here on this very isle. Oh, that does sound promising. And there he is again. I'm glad I immediately knew it was him. Father, you returned to the city? I trust this means your own investigation was successful. That it was, although laying hands on the object of my desire has been a long and frustrating ordeal, to say the least. Much painstaking research revealed to me in the existence of a hereditary Manderville relic, sorry, within which slumbers the secrets of weapon augmentation. Yet though I turned our ancestral home upside down, I failed to unearth the artifact in question. The reasons for its absence became clear when I chanced upon the journal of one of our forefathers. He wrote of a visiting scholar's keen interest in the relic, and how he thus surrendered it into Charlane's safekeeping for study. The trail led me to Labyrinthos. As it turns out, the Charlanes never did find time to conduct their analysis. The custodian and I found the curio tucked away in a dusty corner of the Archaeon, still awaiting processing. That's quite a backlog. This is just a pyramid. This is also very alien looking, TBH. And here it is, an oddity every bit as perplexing as Godbrand's cipher-bound manual. How are we to liberate its hidden wisdom? Poo-Poo, do you recognize this?
Oh, I can help you with that. These devices were made by the Mandervillans, a starfaring race with whom we once oh my god, they're aliens. Really? Or maybe they just got their name from aliens? Starfaring? Mandervillans? Yes, a highly evolved species with a mastery of advanced technologies. Our people shared ideas and inventions, so I'm quite familiar with your family's relic. If you so wish, I can have the device project whatever images were stored upon it. A darkened room would afford us the clearest view, however. Then let us retire to our rooms in common and dim the lanterns. We must behold these secrets in optimal conditions. So are you aliens, or did you just get your name from aliens? Oh, there he goes. Mandervillans? A coincidental naming? Or is there some deeper connection? Something to ponder.
Strange that you look exactly like Here's then. Oh, Rez is in the chat. Hi, Rez. You're finally done with your morning meetings, and you've been lurking until now. Well, I appreciate you lurking and giving the the viewership anyway, buddy. I hope that your morning meetings were not frustrating, as meetings apparently are often.
Everyone comfortable? Let's see what the device has for us.
I also hope that the frame rate has remained stable as Martin told me it was at the beginning of the stream. I have been entirely worried about that. Especially when it has like little effects and stuff. Nah, they just take up a lot of time. Well, I'm glad that they aren't frustrating for you, Rez. At least that's that. Oh! Ye oldie Manderville. Wait, my character isn't moving. Oh no, it's not responding. Shoot. One moment. How long has that been going on? One moment. I have to figure out how to pull that up now. You forgot the name? The PNG Tuber Plus? Yeah. That's okay. I have to pull it back up though. One second. It takes a moment. That's very frustrating. I wonder how long that's been happening. There we go. It should be fixed now. Looks like it is. I am Hildibrand, wanderer of the stars and weaponsmith extraordinaire. Huh? First Lord of House Manderville. This is the Hildibrand? Our founding father? I record this message from the that my descendants may know the truth of their cosmic origins. The tale is long, but I bid you watch until the very end. Heirs of mine, I am not a man born of this star, or even a man at all. I am of the Mandervillans, a race which hails from the far side of the great expanse. So they are aliens. Oh no. Oh no. That explains, more than it should. Oh. He just got it on a little stick. Mandervillans are parasitic symbionts. We can only survive by bonding with other life forms. Oh, it's a goblin. It's a goblin. Once our essence has taken root, we supplant the host's mind and strengthen its physical structures, imbuing our new form with a steel-like resilience. Their venom? Venom. I knew there was something alien about that impossible imperviousness. Then, through the conjoining of compatible host bodies, we produce offspring which harbor the next generation of Mandervillans. Okay, so the first Mandervillan implanted, I assume, into Ahur, which is Hildibrand, the original Hildibrand. And then he didn't just keep spawning, like, more Mandervillans, he just kept spawning more Hurs that also harbored Mandervillans. How odd. This symbiotic variant eventually takes to the stars in search of potential new vessels, adapting and multiplying. So it was that our race proliferated and spread throughout the cosmos. Until, tragically, our flourishing civilization was brought to an abrupt end. Oh,
every planet upon which we Mandervillains resided was visited by an inexplicable calamity. Our societies were brought to ruin by life forms suddenly twisted into horrific nightmares. Oh, it's because of the Endwalker, the entire MSQ of Endwalker. It's because of Meteon. They all got undone and turned into horrible abominations. Everything except for Onotheris. Yep. And that's how Endwalker tied into the Manderville questline. That sounds rather familiar. So even stars far removed in time and space were ravaged by the final days. Oh. How did that not happen to you, by the way, Poo-Poo? That's a fine question. Maybe they explained that previously. Desperate to avoid the same fate, a comrade and I boarded a ship and fled upwards into the starry night. Maybe it doesn't affect anyone who's, like, just traveling through space. Rez says, I feel like Poo-Poo left their world being ravaged by the final days. It feels like... Why do you have to be on a planet for the final days to take effect? Maybe there's a detail that I'm not remembering that explains that, but why did Meteon's song require you to be on a planet for the final days to affect you? We flew and flew until we found a planet, your planet, untouched by the phenomenon. But the rigors of the journey had so damaged our craft that we were forced to make an uncontrolled descent. I alone crawled from the wreckage, badly injured and near death. But even as I resigned myself to perishing on this unfamiliar world, I was found by a man who had come looking for the falling star. Well, there's no sound in space, says Rez. I mean, yes, but... like, the sound traveled through space to the planets, and also there's sound in the spaceships. Or at least there was sound in the spaceship that we were in. And it seems like that there might be sound inside of Poo-Poo's spaceship. Like, it feels like they have conversations in there. More than one person's been in there. They were contained sound. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. No outside sound. It's magic? Fine. It's space magic. Actually, magic is ether, and this is, fucking whatever the emotion magic is. The special emotion, thing. What did they call it again? I remember that Meteon said she was an Enteleki, but I can't remember what the special force was that was very important throughout all of Endwalker. As a rule, Mandervillains do not take intelligent life forms for hosts. After hearing my story, however, this sympathetic gentleman offered to become my vessel of his own accord. Well, I'm glad you got consent. Although it is very weird consent. Dynamis, that was it. Thank you, Rez. Dynamis was the special space magic. Emotional space magic. He was himself afflicted by an incurable malady, and with little time left to live, seemed content to know that his ailing body could provide safe haven for another. Oh, well, I'm glad that, everything just worked out into convenient consent. Thank you for addressing that. And then I crawled out of the goblin and right into the man. With his blessing, I set about transferring my essence. The man's form was revitalized and purged of its fatal frailty, yet the mind which dwelled within was now my own.
And so we created, yeah, that doesn't really explain her, though, does it? That doesn't explain, Godbert's wife. Like, that explains his side of the family? It does not explain her side of the family. Why is she the way she is? Please tell me the answer is not incest, because I don't want it to be. I went on to build a new home for myself here, making use of my people's technology to ply the blacksmith's trade. I wed a local lass, and together we had a child. Sure, that's Godbrand's wife that he has up on the screen right now. But they didn't explain, like, Godbert's wife. She's not a Manderville by blood. She's just that way. They keep seeking out super powerful women. Just like Saiyans. Just like how Saiyans only want the most horrifying and powerful of women. Yeah, it's Saiyans. Everything wraps back around to Dragon Ball Z. Although not pure Mandervillian, our offspring exhibits the same enhanced physiology. A boon I suspect shall be passed down for generations through the bloodline of House Manderville. I would have called it House Mandervillian, but apparently the word villain has a negative connotation on this planet. Weird. My dear descendants, the folk of this star are most fragile. Yet as the first man I encountered did demonstrate, they are nevertheless capable of surpassing love and generosity. Goodbye! I even look a lot like, Julian. For some reason. It's inexplicable, the uncanny similarities. Oh god, the answer probably is incest. As the last of the Mandervillains, I have but one request to make of you. Pray employ your superlative attributes, and my armory of Manderville armaments, for the benefit of these wonderful peoples, whom I hold in the highest regard. And do this little dance, whenever you feel the need. It empowers us. Alright, there it is. The entire Manderville backstory. What an astounding development! We do love our silly little dance, Rez. Oh no! I, Hildibrand Heliodor Maximilian Manderville, shall heed the passionate plea of my illustrious forebear. No case is too big nor too small, should it be in service to my fellow man. Oh, he's so impassioned that he immediately ran out the door. He learns he's descended from an extraterrestrial being, and it's still business as usual. That's our Hildibrand. But wait a minute. Oh, Nashu addresses it too! Nashu addresses it too! Thank you. I'm glad that they immediately address it. And by address it, I mean at least they also question it. Wait a minute. Why is Lady Julian so monstrously strong? Is she a descendant of aliens too? All right, as long as she also asks the question, I'm quelled. I no longer have to infer that it's incest. Well, well, this is most unexpected. This is most unexpected. Never did it cross my mind that our esteemed ancestor might hail from beyond the heavens. But I do wonder if that selfsame blood still runs thick in our veins. The family tree I glanced over some years ago suggests that... but it's unimportant. My present purpose remains unchanged. I will bring our Manderville weaponry to the peak of perfection, for Godbrand, and for the good of our star.
There goes Cheeseman.
Oh, I like that even has the little Araxadoras like carrying the chairs for the screening. That's a nice detail. Red says it sounds like he's suggesting their family line was cut somewhere. Maybe. Maybe they're not aliens and they're still just very funny. I would have also been perfectly content if they literally never explained why Manderville was the way that Manderville is. I always thought it was just, you know, funny men. Ah, but before I forget, I have a gift for you, Dodon. Pray await me at the Aetherite Plaza, and I shall bring it to you forthwith.
Yeah, sure, man. I love gifts. Oh, we just right back at the, yeah, of course. That's where I picked up the cutscene. Some truth can shatter the foundations of our beliefs when brought to light, but I have to say, this wasn't one of them. The more staggering discovery was that I have devoted readers in Charlayan. Those who peruse my publications are allies against the ever-expanding webs of lies and deception, without exception. Rez says, Dodon's like, this is only the 6th weirdest thing I've seen this week. Yeah. This is still the 6.4 patch, so there were a lot of other weird things in 6.4 that happened. I have misjudged the Charlayan people. They are not collaborators or the architects of conspiracy. They are but seekers of knowledge, unafraid to plumb the depths of the unknown. I literally only had to talk to one person, and not even a person in power, who said they read my tabloid, and I have immediately turned, like, towards Charlayan support. It's crazy how easily flipped I was. That Master Poo-Poo, though, that one still has ulterior motives. I bet my life on it. Stand ready, for we shall have need of your strength when he shows his true colors. Alright. I hope you've not been waiting long. Oh, I hope you've not been waiting long. This is the gift I mentioned. Master Poo-Poo's earnest quest inspired me to indulge in a spot of clockwork craftsmanship between weaponsmithing sessions. I thought it only fitting that you be the one to care for this diminutive simulacrum. Consider it a memento of your adventures together. Thanks. A little weird since we're looking for his companion, and maybe I have that minion out whenever I approach him next time, huh? He might get overly excited. But I appreciate it nonetheless. Ah, and as for our Manderville weaponry project, I believe my ancestor's artifact has unlocked the door to the next stage of improvements. Should you find time to offer your assistance, announce yourself to Master Geralt, and I shall endeavor to join you with utmost celerity. Until then, my dear Dodon. Thank you. New funny alien minion dropped. Also, he definitely said celerity, not celerity. That was my bad. Oh, show me the next... Meanwhile, elsewhere in Thavnair. Did he find Professor Lugay's head? Is it out here on the beach? Oh, what's this? Oh no, it's the spacecraft. What the hell? Oh, is that going to be Hooty and his blowfish? Lord Van Hooty, I come with ill tidings. Professor Lugay set an ambush for his nemesis, but was once more defeated. His current whereabouts are unclear. Oh, right, we've seen this guy before. blithering idiot. Oh, that blithering dolt.
Yeah, Van Hootie and the Blowfish. What the hell? Did you clone yourself? My very own clone. Did you clone a lot of yourself? Why? Why would you want an army of yourself?
No matter. Preparations are well underway. The manifestation will proceed as planned.
That's just like a super weird level of narcissism.
Oh wow, a clone of myself. Oh wow, my very own clone.
Why, though? For what reason would you need so many of just yourself? Are you strong? Like, what is it? We all know how cloning works like this. They're all just inferior copies of you. They're going to fight over who's the original? Yeah. Extraterrestrial calamity, cosmically altered physiology. A gentleman's man, the first of their clan. An ancestor of quality, our Godbrand Manderville. Truth can be stranger than the tallest tale. See you later, Inspector. Till 6.5 Manderville quest. Which is, I think, 6.35 or 6.45? I don't remember. But that's the end of the 6.4 Manderville quest. I'm gonna do the 6.4 Manderville weapon quest. Those are even shorter, so it shouldn't take very long. Take me to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Bow, 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 bow. The new quests are probably in January? Probably. It'll be sometime in the future. I'll stream those when they drop too. Please note that upon completing the quest, A Spirited Reforging, you will receive a Manderville weapon for the monk. Please ensure you have changed to your desired job before speaking with Geralt. Yeah, give me my monk weapon. Hey man, how's it going? How's the smithery?
Oh, it's you. I suppose that bespectable fop did mention he's made some kind of breakthrough and needed to round up the usual suspects.
I shall inform his lordship of your arrival.
Dodon, welcome, welcome. I do hope you are prepared for another spot of modest labor, for I have plucked a new weaponsmithing secret from the depths of my family's extraordinary heirloom. As for why Godbrand abandoned his ciphered journals, 'twould seem he desired the greater security afforded by the relic's recording apparatus. That he so feared this knowledge falling into wicked hands bespeaks the destructive potential of what we seek to recreate. Speaking of which, this stage of augmentation will require a fundamental alteration of the weaponry's design. Godbrand understood that individual wielders have different needs and preferences, and thus conceived of a method to modify each armament's basic qualities. Essential to the process is a new type of oil known as Maxalamanderville. Maxalamanderville. That's it. It took me a moment. By subtly adjusting the precise ratio of ingredients for this coating, we can influence the paths of ethereal conductivity as we see fit. Ugh, more bloody oil. The oil's chief ingredient, once again, derived from a meteorite, specifically an achondrite with amplifying properties. So many out-of-this-world materials, but 'tis unsurprising now that we know the alien origin of Godbrand's weaponsmithing techniques.
Yeah, makes a lot more sense now. It's also kind of a cop-out reason why we have to keep spending tomes on funny meteorite materials.
Alien origin, you say? Little wonder I weren't familiar with them. As has become customary, I shall prepare the bulk of the necessary resources, whilst you procure our supply of achondrite. Oh, aye, a bloody lovin' custom that is. Man of your means, I reckon you could buy a mountain of them space rocks as well. And I would gladly do so, except the merchant in question will accept not less than a specific type of tombstone in trade. As much as it pains me to impose upon Dodon further, he is the best equipped to handle that onerous task.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm capped anyway.
These improvements call for a drastic reforging, and it is your expertise that shall see us succeed or fail as well, Master Geralt. Fine, fine. I'll shut me gob and do as I'm told. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the distinct impression you've lost interest in this project. You bloody think? Look, I've got this job to pay off me drinking debts. Now that I've managed that, I've no desire to keep working for an underdressed, overprimped, pretentious arse. I see. Admittedly, even from the beginning, your distaste for me was rather poorly concealed. And I fear such festering antagonism will adversely affect our smithing endeavors. Very well. Let us resolve our differences over a flagon of fine spirits, or several, as circumstances dictate. All at my expense, of course. Oh, drink? Free liquor, is it? Then you'd best be bringing your biggest purse. Dodon, you may join us. If you would be so kind as to secure a table at the Mayine, I shall be along in short order.
Really? You're just gonna take the drunkard for drinks?
Woohoo!
The hammering continues. Is this somehow going to end up with Godbert tricking Geralt into taking on more drinking debt? Because if so, that's rather manipulative. Yeah, we go to the Mayine. Rez says we're about to get fucking toasted. Party people will be in the house tonight. Here's an empty table. I'll find the seats. I mean, there's empty tables all over the place, actually. This place is not popping.
Oh-ho! A splendid night for spirituous beverages.
Yeah, me and the boys.
You sure about this then, are you? I've a mighty thirst and I'll not be slaked by the cheap stuff.
Man, you look like you drink piss out of swill.
What of you, Dodon? Will you be following Master Geralt's fine example?
I might have one or two. My headcanon is that Dodon does not drink, but like very infrequently. Maybe like a white wine every once in a while. on the most finest of occasions, and I suppose this is as fine an occasion as any, with Godbert Manderville himself actually paying for the drinks. Very well, then I shall order us all the same to start.
What'll you burly gentlemen be having? Your beverages, Lord Godbert. Enjoy.
To your health, my friends! Gulp, 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 gulp. Oh, I had mine with a little slice of lime. I'm so high class.
Right, no point beating around the bush. I've hated your guts for a good long while now.
Oh, right to it, huh? Even so, my insides offend you. And why might that be?
'Cause for a proper artisan, devotion to your craft ought to be your #1 priority. But you're off founding a consortium, or building some fool's playground for fleecing the masses. You're a bloody merchant, that's what you are.
You believe my devotion is insufficient, then? Yet our works require not only the sweat of our brow, but capital to cover expenses, no? Thus, does not a steady revenue facilitate the creative process? In that respect, my business ventures have allowed me to indulge in goldsmithing projects I could never have otherwise afforded. Is it not true that you craft kettles as a mean to repay loans or simply make ends meet? Would not a substantial source of wealth spare you such tedious drudgery and empower you to pursue your heart's desire?
Booze! We're gonna need more booze over here.
Shake a.
Whatever me lord desires.
Oh, I'm still, yeah, this is more in tone for Dodon. Still on my 1 cup. Is that ice? Am I having mine on the rocks? Good lord. A wedge of lime and on the rocks? I'm a little disappointed.
What really soured me was when you sat your ass on the syndicate. How can you craft aught worthwhile with your head buried in political shite?
You may be surprised. My participation in Uldon's government opened my eyes to a different world, which in turn provided great inspiration for several original pieces. I'm kind of, like, on and off with Godbert's voice.
Well, you could keep your bleeding inspiration. I want nothing to do with prissy roll makers of your ilk.
Shake a. Wow, I'm still, yeah, they're really up to it. And now Godbert's added the wine bottles to his.
You bloody reasonable arguments. Rich shards ain't got a clue what it's like for poor buggers like me, and what you've got against wearing clothes any road.
We are more alike than you realize, Master Geralt, especially when it comes to the simplicity of our attire. It's really just that you prefer the top and I prefer the bottom. Oh, wow, it's just overtaken the entire table, and now we've added barrels to it, too.
Aye, it's all clear now. You're the master craftsman. And I'm a sodden failure. A failure.
Rowena, how'd you?
Ah, bugger it. I'm a sorry excuse for a Smitty, and that's all that matters.
Oh, Geralt. He seems to be mistaking you for someone else.
Perhaps you may offer him a kind word.
Geralt, you're a sniveling disgrace to your profession. I want to be nice to him. You need that drunk emote. You just need a little, like, persistent... It needs to be a persistent emote, by the way. Where you're a little red in the face and you're just teetering around. And it needs to work while you're sitting.
Geralt, your craftsmanship is flawless. That means an awful lot coming from you. Me thanks. Good job. Right, I'm done weeping into me cups. I'll fix up them weapons and to hells with the money. I'll do it for me own damn sense of pride.
Well, don't be too hasty, man. You need the money. Did you not pick up on the whole needing capital thing? Godbert, surely you're not going to actually hold him to that while he's drunk. Is he going to also, like, throw up sparkles?
'Twould seem Master Geralt has overcome his aversion to our partnership. Splendid. Although I never would have guessed carrot juice could be so intoxicating. No, it wasn't. Do not. You're giving me the piss is what you're doing. That was not carrot juice. Are you... There's no way. I honestly refuse to believe that that was a placebo effect. Geralt drinks alcohol. He knows what the burn of alcohol is like. He would not be confused by carrot juice. I just refuse to believe that one. I was concerned for our good smith's health, you see, and had Malil switched his spirits to something less potent several rounds ago. The Miane's liquors are sublime, but too much can wreak havoc on a man's constitution.
Well, at least he wasn't completely denied the alcohol you promised him, and he wasn't completely sober. It just took a moment for the rest of it to kick into his system. But I still think it odd that a man who drinks as much as Geralt does would not recognize that you switched it out. Pretty much all alcoholic beverages still have, like, the same weird kind of burn to them when they go down your throat, and carrot juice most certainly does not.
There was a time when I, too, devoted every waking moment to my craft. But alas, running a mercantile empire comes with its own responsibilities. Monetary woes notwithstanding, I do envy Master Geralt his purity of purpose.
Rez says, I assume he was already starting to get too drunk to tell when switched. Yeah, that's the amount that I'm, like, willing to give them leeway on. But only a little leeway.
And on that note, let us return to our appointed acquisitions. We shall require 3 chunks of the aforementioned chondrite as soon you are able.
And they're probably all going to be 500 tomestones, right? That seems to be the running theme with every single weapon quest we've done so far. 500 tomes for 3 rocks. Yeah. Most likely. Rez says, when I drink whiskey after my 4th cup or so, I can't feel the burn anymore. I do not drink, and that's where I'm at. I'm not a person who drinks, so I've literally never gotten to that point. It's not anything against people who do. I just do not want to know, and honestly have no, like, reason or inspiration to find out what kind of person I am were I to ever drink. So that's just where I'm at. It needs to be amplifying a chondrite. These. Oh, you've slept in a bathtub? I'm sorry that it got that way, man. I also will have to... Do I have a different monk weapon in my inventory here? I normally keep the kettles with me, but I think I took them out of my inventory. I don't think I have any other monk weapons to switch out here. I might have to pick them up from my retainer. I think they're in my retainer. Yeah, hold on. Oh, geez, Rez. Where did I put my kettles? I probably put them in the... I have to go all the way back and pick them up from the fucking glamour dresser. Hold on. Here we go. Wait, is there an inn here? Is there an inn here? I don't think there is, actually. I'm stupid. I'm just gonna go back to Ul'dah. You don't take your keys to the bar, and that's a fair decision. That's a fair decision not to take your keys to the bar. No, if you're not certain that drunk you would not try to drive, then yes. Or especially if you don't already have a designated driver, if you'd go to like a bar by yourself. I assume. Me personally, I'm talking out of my ass because, like I said, I don't drink. So, all of this is just based on what other people say to me. Dodot, are you going to your barracks? And I'm like, yeah, the barracks are what I consider the closest, fastest glamour dresser to get to. I need, just give me one of my fucking kettles, man. Restore item. I need one of these. There we go. And then back to Reds at Han. It's the closest free Grand Company. I think it's the closest Grand Company to an Aetheryte, and that means it's the closest glamour dresser available to me. Yeah. I think for other people it might, like, be a different case, depending on what Grand Company they picked. Probably the same either way when it comes to the adders. But definitely for the Maelstrom, like, the closest glamour dresser would be teleporting from the Aetheryte to the inn. Yeah. Give me... Wait, it's not there. It'd be in my inventory. Here we go. Also, I think I have... Yes, I do have, extract some materia from this. Adders is a farther run than the Immortal Flames, but it's probably, like, equidistant to the inn. How many of these 40% can I hit? Not that one. Hey, I win one weighted coin flip out of my favor. Alright, here we go. Oh, the heat of the firmnesses on me all sobered up. Let's have them special rocks then. Aye, I reckon that's enough. But there's one other thing that's been bothering me. Was Rowena there at Mayhane? I don't rightly remember. Forget it. Let's get his lordship over here before I lose me will to forge. Yeah, for curiosity's sake, if you are enlisted in the adders, then sure. Now for the finishing touch. The Maxalamanderville oil. Before we can finalize the mixture, however, you must tell us how you wish your weaponry to serve you in battle. The ratio of the coating's ingredients will greatly influence the armament's various qualities, so think carefully ere you give your answer. I would like to adjust the attributes. Direct hit? Yeah. Oh, no. Critical hit. Of course we go direct hit and critical hit. Oh. And then, whatever the third one is. Give me skill speed. Yeah. Big direct, big crit, and a little skill speed on the side is exactly how it should be built for a monk, I assume. Understood. Your wish is our command. These are not as nice as the other ones. But thank you. And 'tis done! You're holding the result of undying devotion to craft and excellence. A pair of majestic Manderville feasts. Kia! I'm now the strongest monk I can be. Had you not so bravely confessed your grievances that evening, I dare say this degree of collaborative work would have remained unattainable. Aye, well, me memory's a mite fuzzy on that score, but I'll take me victories where I can get 'em. As always, Dodon, should you wish to enhance other Manderville weapons in your possession, you need only say the word. My diligent retainer is at your service. Lord Godbert, though it shames me to admit, the expertise necessary to manufacture the Maxalamanderville oil is beyond my limited alchemical knowledge. Don't look at me! If I could mix magic potions, I'd have grown me hair back long ago. Oh, I am aware it would prove an insurmountable feat for you as well, which is why I've employed a master alchemist. And here he is. Huh. Bully odd taste in clothes, but at least he's wearing some. Our newest addition to the House Manderville retinue will assist with further augmentations and oversee the preparation of the oil. He will also be available to readjust your weapon's properties, should you but bring him the required quantity of achondrite. At your service, my lord. This has been a monumental step forward, my friends, yet one stage remains ere the Manderville weaponry's evolution can be considered complete. Look forward to it in January! I knew you was bloody leading up to that. Let me guess, we're to sit here in breathless, bleeding anticipation while ye sort out what comes next? Precisely! Preparing the process is like to be a lengthy endeavor, so I do suggest you continue breathing. This final step is upon us, Dodon. Pray indulge this ambition of mine one last time. Alright, Godbert. You better bring me the biggest and bestest of all weapons. And it better have a fancy blue glow on it. Yeah. Do it again, but for all your other weapons. I got it. I reforged the majestic Manderville fists. We did it. And now I can put them on. Oh wait, I can't just take the kettle off. There we go. I assume... Oh wait, yeah, I don't meld on this. You don't meld on these, you put the stats in, and that's the stats you get. But they're better than if you did meld, so it's okay. Let's apply the glam. I don't much care for the look of those fists. Here we go. And I think my portrait's okay. Yeah, portrait's still fine. There he is. What a handsome devil. Alright. Well, that's all the Manderville stuff, huh? Knocked all that out, and it was only... What does Streamlabs say? Right at 2 hours. Okay, cool. Well, that's going to be the end of the stream, then. Thank you to both Martin and Rez for popping in and keeping me company while I ran these. Thank you to anybody who decides to watch the VOD in the future. I need to whip up a quick thumbnail for this one, too. And I'll probably watch it and make sure that the frames were all nice. I decided not to upload that last VOD to YouTube because the quality of it was just atrocious with the absolutely abysmal frame rate. So that's why you're not gonna see the 6.5 MSQ upload on YouTube. So sorry about that. If you wanted to hear my reactions to YouTube, the quality was just not up to the kind of standard I would have wanted for that. But if this particular stream was fine, then these settings are something I can be okay with and run in future streams. And all future Final Fantasy XIV streams should be okay for me to keep running. We'll see. If not, then I'll just have it at the lowest settings possible for all future streams. We'll turn off anti-aliasing and everything. But if this one's fine, then look forward to more Final Fantasy XIV VODs. But that's going to be the end of today's. I appreciate everybody for popping in. Follow on Twitter at DodonTTV. Follow on YouTube at DodonGoGo. And... you know, probably tomorrow, Saturday evening, and Sunday evening, I'm going to be playing more Disgaea 4, so look forward to that. I would like to say that next week's schedule, I might mix it up and actually include some spooky games. I do have some spooky games on the backlog, so we'll see if we can mix in some more Halloween-themed stuff for the last week of October, you know? Just mix it up a little bit. I appreciate everybody for popping in. And y'all have a good rest of your Friday. Bye!